Hey folks, this is Koi from DoneDone, and I want to show you a few updates we've made to the conversation detail page. So the first thing I want to talk about is with linked tasks. Now in the past, if you want to link a task back to a conversation or another task, you would either click this green button here or this add link task message here. And by doing so, you get this nice blank form to enter your new task that will link back to, in this case, this conversation. However, we've heard from a lot of customers that, and we've experienced this ourselves, a lot of times the specific thing you want to make as a link task comes from a comment or a reply in the existing thread. And the way you would do that currently, or up until now, is you'd have to scroll down, find which comment or reply you wanted, copy the text, go back up to the top here, click the button, paste the text in the description field. Of course, a little bit of a pain in the butt, so we've decided to make it a little bit easier for everybody. So now when you roll over any reply or comment, you'll see this link task icon. And by clicking this icon here, you'll see that it will pre-populate the description with the exact comment or reply that you selected. It's a great way just to save a few steps. And of course, once you're in here, you can always go ahead and modify the description as needed, but it's just a nice way to not have to do those steps I mentioned before. The other thing you'll notice is that in a conversation now, we're actually defaulting the project to be the last project that was selected for linking a task in any other conversation in that mailbox. So I know that sounds like a lot, but it simply means that instead of having to always pick the same project when you're creating a link task from a conversation, DoneDone will just assume it'll be the project that you last selected. And of course, if that's not correct, you can change it. But again, save yourself a step in most cases. The second thing I want to show you is with replies. So DoneDone tries to do a good job, and I think 99.9% of the time it does, with being able to just take the reply portion of an email when it comes in to your mailbox. So for instance, in this scenario here with this conversation, Jim's replied back to me with a response. Now, the actual email that came in had all the thread from the entire history of this conversation, and we don't want to show that on the detail page because it'll get very long and hard to read. But every now and then, you may want to see what that thread was, or there might be something that was omitted from DoneDone when it took just the reply portion. So if you roll over and click View Original Email now, it'll show you the original email that came in from the user, and you can use this just as a reference if you need to make sure everything came in correctly, or you just want to reference in a different way what they're seeing as the original thread. So those are the two feature updates, and I'm going to show you a couple of quick design tweaks as well. The first one is around attachments. So now you'll see attachments show the full name of the file instead of a truncated version. In the past, we had a max width for file attachments, and oftentimes that meant that the file names would get truncated, which got, I think, pretty annoying, especially with Google Drive, which we use a lot. We attach a lot of Drive documents to our replies and our comments, and we tend to have very long names for those documents. So now we're showing the entire name. It just makes it a lot easier to read and scan instead of having to roll over and wait to find out what the name of the file is. And of course, if there's multiple files, it'll wrap nicely. The final one is with specific to conversations, is with CC'd emails. So in the past, we would show you the entire list of CCs. If you had 12 or 13 emails, it would show you all 12 or 13 emails. Instead, now what we do is we only show you one email address, and if there's more than one, we just have a message that says there's more emails, and you can roll over to see all of the people that were CC'd on a specific reply. Again, just as a way to clean things up. We've also just changed the design a little bit, so it looks a little more tighter design-wise, and actually we carry that over to the little auto response note as well. So auto responses and CCs will still be on the bottom, but they're just designed a little more nicely than they were in the past. So that's it, just a small set of features we're releasing, and they're already in your account. Enjoy.